chuji anji podra topsen sanji kanji konyet razme shurga muzme stunza basawe lama namla sorwate kirba sanji chua shigdani nyamba truba shumla tanta sanjune manere dambe janso loto jamso shabla sorwate Lame Joseme Toje Tojeta Shurka Kuru Pema Shumlaji Shendru Tsinga Kyawe Nyuku Ye Tanta Trupa Tanchina Trupara Ho Ranjin Lame Drambe Kajela Cosme Jaro Shitro Lazo Rale Jana Nipre Tujo Toyo Yirmi Jiware Shinji Lo Everybody raise bodhicitta to benefit countless suffering sentient beings. May all beings be free of suffering and all the causes of suffering. May they have happiness and all the causes of happiness. May they never be separated from the great happiness, devoid of suffering. And may they forever dwell in the great equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. To sacred bodhicitta, the precious and excellent mind, where it is not, may it arise. Where it is, may it never decline. Consistently growing, rising higher and higher. And we carry on these most incredible teachings of Togme Zampo, the 37 practices of a bodhisattva. And just a reminder that today is the 16th of June and tomorrow is the 17th of June, and this year tomorrow is the full moon day of the 4th month of the Tibetan calendar, and so tomorrow is the day of Buddha's parinirvana and Buddha's enlightenment. So tomorrow is a very, very auspicious day for Buddhists. Of course, it is beneficial in this whole month to be doing positive deeds, transforming your mind, abandoning negativity. Every day is a good day to do it, but they say especially this month, and if you can, especially tomorrow. Here we're talking about the 6 paramitas. We spoke about generosity, and we spoke about emptiness, and we've spoken about discipline. And now today we'll talk about patience or forbearance, diligence, and concentration. So now this is bodhisattva in action. We've also spoken about, and very important to practice, is bodhicitta in aspiration. Continuously, as often as you can, make those aspirations. Again and again, wish to benefit all sentient beings. And in that as well, to practice the 4 boundless qualities: love and kindness, compassion, equanimity, and rejoicing, joy. So really rejoice, not just for our own happiness, but the happiness of everyone else. Whenever you see any happiness for anybody, wish for everybody to have whatever they want. Any wish of theirs can be fulfilled, that they can have happiness, have the material happiness, have the spiritual happiness. That everybody can be filled with love, love towards each other. That you can have love towards all beings. And wish for everyone to be free of suffering. As we start every week, we start with that prayer. May all beings be free from suffering and all its causes. Remember the causes as well, not just to be free of suffering, but if you don't take away the causes of suffering, how can you be free? Because you may be free of suffering for a moment, but you do the things that create suffering, the causes of suffering, then later, in the future, you're going to experience suffering. And then may all beings have happiness and all the causes of happiness. So again, that they may have happiness, always be happy, but at the same time, that they may have the causes, because if they have the causes to create happiness, then they can be happy. And rejoice, as we said. So nobody suffers. Everybody to really wish for this. We can practice Tonglen to take on the suffering of others, really wish for the happiness of others, and rejoicing for everyone to have whatever they want, to be beautiful, to be handsome, to be wealthy, to be happy, to have a great education, to have great wisdom, to realize the true nature of mind. Sometimes we're a little bit jealous. We hear somebody else has realized the true nature of mind. This should be a cause of great joy and great rejoicing, but sometimes maybe we're a little bit jealous. So really wish for everybody, every single being, for their happiness, their joy. And then we carry on then. As we said with the Tisha, if you realize emptiness, then you actually realize all of these other parameters as well. Very important, emptiness is the antidote to ignorance, and ignorance is the cause of all of the 5 poisons. So as Atisha said, once you realize emptiness, then you'll be free of attachment and grasping. And you'll be free of the attachment of grasping to have or to be without. And so this will give you transcendental generosity. And because you have transcendental generosity, you won't never be defiled by negative actions. So you'll have transcendental wisdom. And then, now that we start with the practice of patience or forbearance, is that then you will have, as Atisha says, if you have transcendental discipline, then you will have no concept of I, of mine. And then you'll no longer have anger, and you'll be full of forbearance, full of patience. So we start then with verse 27. This is then to do with forbearance, to do with patience. The practice of all bodhisattvas is to cultivate patience, free from any trace or animosity towards anyone at all, since any potential source of harm is like a priceless treasure to the bodhisattva who is eager to enjoy the wealth of virtue. So it's incredible virtue, this practice of patience. It's not very easy, practice of forbearance. Many masters say it's one of the most difficult of the parameters to practice. And as we said with anger as well, if you're filled with anger, a flash of anger can destroy eons of merit that you've accumulated. So be very aware of getting involved in anger. There's no benefit in getting angry. Rather practice patience. If somebody comes and they're doing things that maybe make you unhappy, if you haven't realized the true nature of mind, of course, the most beneficial is to be in the true nature of mind, to have realized Rigpa. Then it is, as Atisha said, then you won't have any sense of I. And then who's going to make you angry? Because with no sense of I, there's no anger to be, unless you are angry for the benefit of others. But then that's not angry. That's showing anger, but inside there's no anger. But just really giving a wrathful look so that people think, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. If I don't do that and you stop them from doing that, then it stops them from negative karma, from creating or getting involved in actions of negative karma. So if somebody comes, makes you angry, treat them as your teacher. Oh, how wonderful. Somebody's come to test me. How is my practice of patience? How is my practice going? How is my meditation going? Instead of being angry with people, oh, it's a great opportunity to practice. Make everybody, everything, your teacher. See how your practice is doing. Look at the great Atisha. They say that he used to have around him the most frustrating, the person that used to test his patience the most. Why? Because he said, this person is a wonderful opportunity for me to check my practice, to test my patience. As Atisha said, do not get angry with those who harm. Because if you get angry with those who harm you, when are you going to practice or cultivate patience? So use it as an opportunity to practice. Kadampa Sanji said, to hate any enemy is a delusion of karma. So transform these thoughts of yours. Remember, why are we getting impatient? Why is this happening? Nothing happens without a cause. So this is cause and effect. If you didn't create this cause, it wouldn't be happening. So as Lama Rinpoche always used to say, don't look at everybody else. When something is happening, something difficult, first look at yourself. Transform your own mind first. And then see, do I still need to go and speak to this person? Do I need to address something? Start with yourself. Start inside. Start within, instead of always blaming and looking at what's going on outside. And often, if people are incorrect, saying things that aren't incorrect, you can also practice patience. Sometimes, if you say things to people, even although you're right, even although you know that they're wrong, all that happens is unhappiness ensues. Some people are addicted to anger, addicted to arguments. They're looking for an argument. They want an argument. Or they're just in a bad mood. They're consumed by their emotions. They can't control their emotions. So if you just say, yes, 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 okay, yes, then they sleep well at night. They feel quite happy with themselves, and you sleep well as well. If you get and you challenge what they're saying, maybe you have an argument, and then everybody's unhappy. There's a lot of distress, unhappiness. So practice patience. Cultivate every opportunity to practice your patience. Whenever you have the opportunity, practice it. Cherish the opportunity, should I say. Cherish the opportunity. Oh, wonderful. This person really gives me the opportunity to practice my patience, and cherish them coming. And you can check as well. If you're getting hurt because of what somebody's saying as well, oh, wonderful. I see I've got some pride. I'm objecting to what they're saying because maybe I've got too much pride. So I can practice patience as well. Wonderful. Another chance to practice, another chance to see that maybe I have some improvement to do. So it's very important to cultivate this patience. Then the next one is diligence. So, as Atisha said, carrying on from that is, the mind merely truly joyful by the realization of emptiness is transcendental diligence. So we read verse 28. The practice of all bodhisattvas is to strive with enthusiastic diligence, the source of all good qualities, when working for the service or for the sake of all who live, seeing that even śrāvakas and pratyekabuddhas, who labor for themselves alone, exert themselves as if urgently trying to extinguish fires upon their heads. So, diligence, to be conscientious, to be enthusiastic. Enthusiasm is very important, whatever we do. If we're enthusiastic about something, we wake up in the morning, yes, how wonderful, I've got this opportunity to practice. Yes, I've got this opportunity to do something. We get up, we go about it, we might encounter obstacles, we might find it difficult, but our enthusiasm will keep us going. So enthusiasm is very important. As they say, enthusiasm sells. So, like this beautiful dog over here, he has so much enthusiasm for fetching his ball, and he's really requesting that I throw this ball for him. So much enthusiasm. And because he runs after it and he chases it and he comes back with it all happily, because of his enthusiasm, you also feel a little bit more enthusiasm to play more with him. So enthusiasm is a really important part of our practice. How do we develop enthusiasm? Wow, the benefit of being free from samsara, from the suffering of samsara. The benefit of being able to benefit all sentient beings. The benefit of being free of all of these negative emotions, all the suffering that they cause for ourselves and others. Isn't this enough enthusiasm that we should be getting up early in the morning? Oh yes, this is such a great opportunity. And with that enthusiasm, it's very easy to give rise to great diligence. But unfortunately, that's not the case. For most people, they think of it as a great obstacle or a big burden or a big hurdle. Oh, I'm going to go meditate again. If you have that attitude, what is that opportunity that you're going to be able to continue? If that's your attitude after a week or 2 weeks, what are the chances you're still going to be meditating? So we're very keen, we're very eager to go to the gym. If we get fit, our body will be looking good, we'll be feeling healthy. Wow, we go to gym. A little bit difficult in the beginning, but then it becomes easier and easier. And we enjoy it so much. So really, these practices can be the same. Just like going to gym. Now we're doing mental gym. We're watching our thoughts, transforming our thoughts. And not only is it going to benefit us in this lifetime and others, it's going to benefit us in future lifetimes. Again and again we'll be full of more and more, full of love and kindness, full of compassion, full of joy, full of enthusiasm. And to have this towards all sentient beings. And we'll be free of all of these negative afflictions. Really, really, there is so much motivation behind that to practice. And everybody has diligence. Everybody has discipline. Just that they haven't realized that. Why do I say this? Because look how hard people work. People wake up. I see people who wake up at 5 or even go to work at 5. They come back at 7 in the evening, 8 in the evening. They even bring their laptops home and they work at home. That's a lot of diligence. That's a lot of enthusiasm. So what does it show? People have a lot of enthusiasm for the material things, for fame, for reputation. But they don't have so much enthusiasm for what is really long-term, for really beneficial, which is transforming our minds, doing positive things. So have a look. Say, wow, yes, actually, I do have so much diligence in going to work. Surely, I can also be as diligent in looking after and wishing for the benefit of others. And which brings great benefit to ourselves as well. And be as enthusiastic as somebody putting flames out on their head. I think the teacher must have seen this happening, seen somebody jumping up and down, their hair was getting burnt, and how quickly they reacted. I think it would be quite amusing actually. So use this amusing example to say, wow, yes, as soon as a negative thought arises, I'm going to transform it straight away. I'm going to maintain awareness that if anything arises, am I going to adopt this thought? Am I going to adopt these actions or not? Are they beneficial or are they not? Really, and have armor-like diligence, something that won't stop us, that we, like a flowing river, that we will practice and practice non-stop, always improving, always seeing the benefit of practice. Every morning we wake up, we have this incredible gift. We have life again. What are we going to do with this life? What is going to be meaningful? Are we just going to waste it and be grumpy during the day? Or are we going to say, wow, who knows how long I'm going to live for? Who knows what might happen? Impermanence strikes so unexpectedly. Maybe we suddenly get ill. Who knows what might happen in this environment today? So at least I have today. Let me use today as best as possible. Every moment, every day is a gift. When we have this attitude, then we will be more diligent. Just as, I think it's Jigme Lingpa said, he said, all of these worldly preoccupations, they carry on for until the day we die. Unless we stop. As soon as we decide to stop them, then they stop. Or like children's games. Children's games carry on for as long as we play them. But as soon as we stop playing the games, then it stops. So it's up to us. What is most important? How are we going to focus this diligence? And how are we going to do it with great enthusiasm? Every moment we're closer to death. Don't put it off. We say next week, and then we say next month, and then we say next year, and then 10 years later, all we have is a lot of stress, a lot of worry. Think, what did we do? Why did we waste the time? Don't waste the time. Start now. Start as soon as you can, as soon as possible. Don't waste a moment. Then verse 29. Now we're talking about concentration. The practice of all bodhisattvas is to cultivate concentration, which utterly transcends the 4 formless absorptions, in the knowledge that mental afflictions are overcome entirely through penetrating insight, suffused with stable calm. What is our biggest problem? Distraction. So we have this awareness. Every one of us has awareness. This mind that knows. Knows when we're hot, it knows when we're cold, knows when we're thinking, knows when we're happy, when we're sad, knows when we're not thinking. As long as we maintain that awareness. The problem often is that we get distracted. We get distracted, we forget. We forget to notice what we're thinking, what we're doing. When you have that awareness, when you have that concentration, then every arising thought, you see it as it arises. And because you see it as it arises, you have the ability to transform it. You have the ability to change it. Just like the example of the river. If you watch a river standing on the bridge, the water flows under the bridge. It can be high water, floods, low water, dirty water, clean water. We just watch the water going by. But if we jump into the water, then what happens? We get carried away by the water. The same with the thoughts. If we have this awareness, we watch the thoughts come, we watch them go, and they don't affect us. But as soon as we jump into those thoughts, we give them energy, and then those thoughts take us away. Those emotions take us away. The 5 poisons take us away. So if we have that awareness, as they arise, we can let them go. Just like we let the water go underneath the bridge. And in the beginning, maybe we don't have that awareness. So often, we've already jumped into the water. First, we have to have the awareness, the concentration to see, I'm in the water again. How do I get out? Let me practice my awareness. I'm in these thoughts again. I'm in this emotion again. How did I get here? But let me at least get out of it. Have the awareness to come out. So very important, this awareness. Very important to have this concentration. To always be watching. What is going on in my mind? What thoughts are arising? What is happening? Not to get distracted, not to get forgetful, not to forget. As soon as we forget, that's when it's like when we go through the traffic light, the robot, we forget, was it red or was it green? That's when you hear people, maybe they're meditating even, and suddenly they burst into tears, or they're suddenly getting a little bit emotional, or they're getting angry about something. And you say, you've got distracted. You've lost your awareness. They say, no, I haven't. You say, well, if you haven't, how come you're crying? How come you're getting angry? How come you're getting involved in these thoughts? So we've lost the awareness. The other problem, of course, is maybe we do have the awareness, but we don't actually want to change. We don't actually want to let go of these thoughts, these emotions. We're so attached to them. We like them so much. Even although they cause us so much suffering, we would rather carry on with this unhappy thought or this emotion or this way of thinking that's going to harm us anyway and harm other people. But then that's choice. And then if that's the choice, then we shouldn't be unhappy when they bring about unhappy results, when they bring about karma. So, most important, don't forget. Don't get distracted. And then the other thing to check is that are you aware, but you actually just really just wanting to carry on, and you purposefully carry on with this way of thinking. How do we do this? Go on retreats. Find time every day to meditate. Of course, the end goal is not to sit in meditation all the time. The meditation is a method. Through that method, then we develop so that we have that awareness in all aspects of our life. So we have awareness in meditation and not in meditation. So when we're going on in our daily life, we're always aware of what's going on. This is the real purpose. Then we go beyond all these concepts. Talk about this emptiness that we spoke about. Beyond the formless absorptions. Then we really attain a really incredible state of mind. Then we have the awareness and the ability that as a thought arises, we liberate that thought without any effort. As it arises, we let it go. Then we have freedom of mind. This really takes or needs, or we should really engross ourselves or be diligent in practicing, in getting this type of concentration, this type of awareness. And you can really see the benefit. If we want to, we can think about something. We can think about something for hours. But as soon as we want to stop, we stop. And we see what's arising as it arises. So, go and let it go. This is going to hurt me. This is going to hurt other people. I'm so angry, let it go. And it's gone. Let me help those people. Let me teach them something about that. Their mind is so important. We have great ability within our minds. We have great concentration. We have great efficiency. Our time and our energy isn't consumed by unhappiness and negative thoughts. We have much more happiness, and we have happiness in all aspects of our lives. And we can transform these enemies, all of these enemies within ourselves, all of these afflictive emotions, our greed, our pride, our jealousy, our anger, which hurts us and hurts other people. So again, it's not to change the rest of the world. It's to change ourselves. We have more inner peace, more love. And when this is the case, then the world changes with us. And you find, wow, suddenly I'm around these people and it's so much happier. They must be so much happier. But often it's us. Sometimes we've changed. We're much kinder, much more patient, much more tolerant, much more happy. So other people feel happier with us. They don't receive our anger so much or our jealousy so much. So they feel much more comfortable being around us. And go to retreats if you can, but retreats are just a beginning. It's to continue this. If you can, go to quiet places, solitary places, without these distractions, without the cell phones, without people worrying you about work, without the internet. Put them away. Dedicate this time to practice. Then you find that the mind calms down, becomes more and more calm. And we don't look so much for instant gratification, instant amusement, instant distraction. Become more absorbed in concentration, more aware of what's going on in our mind, what thoughts are arising. We practice shamatha. We practice vipassana. Until we go, as we said, beyond all that conceptuality. We realize the true nature of mind. Concepts, this is the incredible thing about great perfection. Great perfection, we use the concepts to eventually go beyond concepts. So it's like maybe starting a fire, a campfire. In the beginning, you need the wood and you need the flame. But the flame burns away the wood and burns itself out. Eventually there's no more flame and no more wood. The same as those concepts. Through those teachings given to us by our most precious teachers, we eventually practice more positivity, abandon the negativity, and then go transform our mind and go beyond this conceptuality and realize the true nature of mind, this nature of mind that every single one of us has. It's not something that only some people have. Every one of us has it. So I'll end with a quote of the great Milarepa, the Saint Milarepa. This demon of your own tendencies arises from your mind. If you do not recognize the nature of your own mind, I'm not going to leave just because you tell me to go. If you don't realize that your mind is void, there are many more demons beside myself. But if you recognize the nature of your mind, adverse circumstances will serve to sustain you, and even I, Ogress of the Rock, will be at your bidding. Let's dedicate these merits first to our most precious teachers like Gelwe Nyugu Rinpoche, Achuk Lama, Trulga Arik Rinpoche, all perfect teachers. May they have long lives and perfect health, and may all their Dharma aspirations be successful and prosper perpetually. And in the greatest of gratitude to them, that we may know about karma, cause and effect, about the importance of love and kindness and compassion, that we can transform our minds and benefit others. Sonam daye tamja zapani, tobnye nyebe tranang kajeja, keka nachi balang trupai, zipu zoli droa sho. By this merit may all obtain omniscience, having defeated the enemies of wrongdoings in the turbulent waves of birth, old age, sickness and death. May all beings be liberated from the ocean of the suffering of samsara.